What is up, good people? You're watching Brudsy Entertainment. I am joined with the lovely Kitty. Kitty, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. Very happy, very smiley.
Lovely, lovely. So the topic of today is OnlyFans.
Not
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, the spicy pages, the blue and white pages.
Okay, okay. Let's start with the obvious one. What made you sign up to OnlyFans?
Well, firstly, I lost a lot of weight, didn't I? And I started to feel sexy, and I thought monetize it because guys were telling me what they were doing to me and pictures of me, and I thought you've not even bought me a drink. The least you could do is buy me a coffee, and that was it really. I just thought, right, here we go.
And that's a banging point as well, because a lot of girls have so much judgment for women that do OnlyFans, but then I go over to their Instagrams and they're showing more than you are on your Instagram. So basically, they're doing it for free and you're getting paid for it.
Exactly. And I think a lot of women don't like us girls in the industry because we've got the balls to do it. To say, no, you're not going to take advantage of me. You're not going to use me for your pleasure without me, getting something out of it. You're getting
Yeah.
something out of it. Why shouldn't I?
Do you think they're a little naive when they're sort of flashing their asses and shaking their bum and shaking all this, like, they're enjoying the intention, and do you think they're a bit naive to the fact of who's watching them videos and who's liking them and what they may be doing with them videos?
Yes, I do. I don't think they understand what men think when they see this. Not what they're not looking at is when they look at men on these social media platforms and they've got the tops off and they're doing this. We don't look at men the same way that guys look at women. We don't think, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to nip upstairs and we don't look at them like that. So they assume that men are looking at us the same way. They're not.
Yeah.
They're looking at you in a totally different way for their own pleasure and their own needs.
Yeah, I mean, I had this conversation recently as well. Like, I was speaking to a lady about wearing tiny little shorts in the gym, and she was like, "Well, men are topless in the gym, basically, and stuff like that." And my thinking was exactly the same. Like, you may, as a woman, see a guy with his top off and think, "Oh, okay, nice figure."
Mm-hmm.
Does that necessarily mean that you want to jump into bed with him right now? And does that necessarily mean that you're going to have a raging? Well, I know you can't actually get hard on, but
Well, we'll get the flutter. Let's call it. Let's call it the flutter. We don't. Women don't think like that. We don't. Well, I don't. I think I can speak for most women when I say we look at a man and we go, God, he's gorgeous.
Well, let's use an example really quickly. So you're a let's just say the average woman. She's in the gym. She sees a really hot man with his top off. That man comes up to her and says, "Oi, do you want to go in the toilets right now and do it?" Most women are going to say categorically no. Now let's flip that. You put a woman with those tight little pink shorts on, and you say to a man, "Come to the
Yeah.
toilets." She'll have them lining up like Lady Phillips.
I was going to say she'll have a queue. They'll be taking tickets, like they do in Sainsbury's at the deli counter.
You know,
Going on a run. It's my turn now. It's a totally different outlook. It's like women go to a Magic Mike gig to look at the men and think, God, they're gorgeous. Whereas a man would go to a strip club or a pole dancing club to get his rocks off, a lap
yeah,
dance. Do you understand what I'm saying? That men think of sex. We know men think of sex more than women. It's a known fact, isn't it?
yeah.
That
I think the average man, obviously, there's always going to be exceptions, but we're talking about the average man and the average woman that goes to these places and put in the same sort of circumstances. Like, that's what we have to mention. There's always going to be women that say,
yeah,
I'm
exceptions the rule.
exceptions, but they're not the rule, so to speak.
Mm. I don't think. I mean, I don't like strippers. Ironically, I don't like going to see male strippers. Um,
Female ones?
yeah, because it's an art form to me. Watching a woman on a pole, I think it's amazing. I think she must have amazing muscles in her legs. But is that not the difference between men and women. I would go and look at that woman and think, Jesus Christ, look at the muscles on her, and oh, that's beautiful, because it is an art form. It's a dance, almost. Whereas men think, oh, look at her riding that pole. That's basically it.
Okay, let's get into decision making on OnlyFans and stuff like this. Now, obviously, you've got the people in the spotlight at the minute. Lee Phillips, I know you've got your own. I know you've got your own sort of, competition, so to speak, going with that.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm doing one for the MILFs. I'm taking it. She did 100. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 200, and I'm going to beat her, and I'm going to show her that those old birds have still got it. We'll show.
I believe the record. I mean, she done 100 men, and did you? I don't know if you saw the clip after of her crying when she broke down crying to the camera guy.
Yeah, well, I can imagine she would.
Yeah, she broke down crying. Maybe she's too young for that sort of thing. Maybe it's maybe the older generation needs to show them how it's done.
Well, this is it. On my coat, on my drink. While I take this, I'll take one for the team. I'll take 200 if you want.
200. Well, I mean, the record is like 990 something, believe it or not. And I think this was a test run. This was a test run, and obviously she's going for 1,000, so to speak.
Has she given herself a time frame? Is this like in a day?
I think
24 hours.
yeah, it's in 24 hours, yeah. So I think they worked it out that a man would have to be active every 80 seconds.
It's not going to be physically possible. I don't believe it's going to be physically possible. There's going to be some loophole that, well, excuse me.
Loophole, yeah.
There's going to be some sort of, wait, because otherwise it's literally dip in, dip out, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it being. I think 100, 200 is a realistic sort of goal, let's say. I think 1,000 in 24 hours. Remember, you've got to have food, you've got to have drink as well. Unless she's going to be on an IV drip, I don't know how she's going to do it.
Yeah, and she's only 23 as well, to be fair. I don't think it's possible. And the health factor as well. Like, I heard that, some men weren't even using protection. So
No, that's silly.
I heard some men weren't using protection, and her thing is that she gets tested all the time, and she was quite blasé about it when she was speaking to Candice. She was like, "Well, these guys can have a test, and then they could go and have sex with some random person, and then come to me on the shoot and have a certification, and still give me something." So she's quite blasé about that. I think that's a bit stupid, if you ask me. She's gonna make all this money and then get sick.
Yeah, well, it's reckless. It's reckless. Not only that, it's playing with other people's lives. So there are 1,000 men, let's say, and she spreads something, and then they go home to their wives. Because you're not telling me that some of these guys aren't going to be married. You're not telling me as well that she's monetized it. She said, this is what we're going to do. I mean, I assume this is what she's going to do, or she should have done this. I'm going to do this, and you will pay to join and be part of it. Wouldn't you?
I think that she's probably got a sponsor. Like, there's a company that's going to sponsor her, so because obviously, if it's going to happen, then the hubs are going to want it, and they would probably pay her a fee for it. She may still charge every individual person, but I don't think that's her milestone. That's her sort of business plan model sort of thing.
But wouldn't it be a little bit of an extra?
Yeah, well, if you 100%.
Well, 200. We're going for 2.
200. Wow, 200. That's going to be interesting. Like, that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
You'll
If you
probably
think
be
about it, my age, it's 4 for every year. 1 for each season of my life, right?
I suppose I was thinking the other day, if she wanted to work around it, she could probably have like she could probably class it like different sort of actions as
Yeah,
thing, because then she could be
that's what
like,
I'm thinking.
then
Is this the loophole?
maybe she's got someone there, someone there, and
Yeah,
someone 2 people down there.
yeah. What we don't know is she's not told what, and I think this is where people are missing out. They're not asking the question, how? How are you going to do it? How are you going to have 1,000 men go
Yeah.
through you like that? And to put it bluntly, go through you like that.
Yeah, and seeing her crying and seeing her upset after the 100 men, I think that she probably lost a few fans on that, but she's back on the horse, so to speak, and
Well,
two horses last time I looked on Instagram, and she is very active on social media, so she will see this. So what do you think she'll think of your challenge that you're going to beat her to 200?
I'm putting it out there, Lily. If you want to talk, if you want to chat, if you want to sort of ask me why, how, who.
Maybe while you're doing the 200, she can do another 100 to warm up again.
Yeah, she could be my fluffer. I'll show you how to do it.
How do
You
you
come
know
in and
what
be
a,
a fluffer, and
how do you know what a fluffer is, by the way?
I've got a 25-year-old son.
Fair enough, because I interviewed a lady actually, and she was a fluffer, and
Yeah, I learned that. Oh God, when did and somebody said about being a fluffer, and I was like, hey, I thought they meant a marshmallow, and I thought it was some sort of new kink. I was like, hey, and then they told me what it was. So
okay,
that's how I knew.
okay. With all the competition in OnlyFans now, like it does take something different to stand out. I know you said you're going to try beat Lily to 200 to try and put that out there, but how do you come up with ideas, and like your head must be like all over the place? Then you've got Katie Robertson to throw in sweets on top of
Yeah.
the bed, and
Well, sometimes you listen to what everybody else is doing, and you sort of put it out there, and you're thinking all the time. You've got to come up with something new. I mean, you could take the knicker throwing and take it to the next level, walk around nightclubs and start throwing them at random men and film it.
well, I did think about going into a police station and throwing your knickers on someone. You might get arrested for it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh
Just
God.
say.
Uh,
No, but you've got you. I don't know where it's going to end though. That's the thing. Where does it end? At what point do we stop trying to outdo each other? Is there a level? Is there a line that everybody's not willing to cross?
this is very interesting. Is there a line that women won't cross? So let's just put this scenario out there. I offer £1 million up front
Hmm.
to any woman that's willing to do 5 years of OnlyFans. They have to do content with men. They can pick and choose who they want, but they have to do male content. They have to do female content. They have to work basically. I offer
Hmm.
you £1 million for a 5-year contract to do it. How many women wouldn't turn that down? How many women would turn that down?
I, I don't think there'd be many that would turn it down. I'll be quite honest with you. The thrill of £1 million is you know those cartoons, cha-ching, with the pound signs in their eyes. I think you'd get a lot of yes. What they don't realise is how much graft they've got to put in, how much work it is. It's not just getting your kit off. It's not just flashing your bits. It's hard work. It's hard graft. It doesn't matter whether you've got a team behind you. You've still got to graft.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to put it in, maybe the clause must be you've got to pay it back. So maybe that £1 million is going to be held
I,
till
I
the
do.
end of the 5 years
I,
contract.
yeah, maybe you'd have to structure it a certain way, sort of thing, on performance. But I think women with that, and you have to bear in mind as well, like if imagine you say to your women that have partners or something like that, you say to them like, look, I've got £1 million here. We need to freaking get the action going. I'm pretty sure your partner or most partners would be like, £1 million to shag my wife or shag my
Yeah,
girlfriend or whatever. Let's get straight into it. So
yeah,
we're back to the price of like getting into this industry, and I speak to women all the time and they're like, I wish I really want to make the money. I know I could make a whole load of money on it, but I'm really scared. And I'm just like, I will never tell someone to start this industry. I will never tell them. It's got to be your choice.
hmm,
Yeah, I think I've only recommended to two people to do it is because they were selling their body for very cheap, and I was like, you shouldn't be doing this. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing that. Like, I would much prefer, like, and you're not happy doing it. You're better off doing selling pictures of yourself rather than actually physically going and sleeping with men for
Mm.
money. And that's the only time I've ever recommended two people to do that, and I stand by that.
If I think anybody that is thinking of it, I think what you've got to do is set your boundaries from the beginning. Learn, set your boundaries, and then once you've set those boundaries, be prepared to just tweak them. Because I remember thinking I wasn't going to show my face, I wasn't going to do this, I wasn't going to do that, and
Now,
it's
now you're planning this 200-man
and
facade.
now I'm planning on doing 200 men and sort of wearing the t-shirt. Guess what I did today? 200. The 200 Club. That's what we'll call it. The 200 Club.
I think Lily would welcome you to, maybe she could help you, 100 each, or something like that.
Yeah.
She can help you out, 100 each.
Yeah. We'll put a
Um,
shift in. We'll do it in shifts.
wow, wow, wow. This
Maybe that's how she's going to do it. She said it's going to be over 24 hours. Maybe she's going to do it in shifts.
uh,
She's not said it's going to be continuous for 24 hours.
but for the 1,000 men, it has to be. Otherwise, you physically can't do it. Like, there isn't enough. There isn't enough minutes in the day, unfortunately.
No, but what I'm saying is, no, for 24 hours, all she said is, I'm going to do it in 24 hours. She hasn't said which 24 hours. She hasn't said that I'm not going to do it in 12 hours and then 12 hours over
Yeah,
2 days.
yeah. I think we'll never know anyway. No one's ever going to count 1,000 men, and I don't. I think the last time it happened in Poland, and I
Cold.
think I think it happened in Poland. The world record holder, she done it in Poland, I believe, and I don't know. Maybe she ran into a barracks, and told the lads to let's get stuck in, lads.
I think, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, if she's got, I mean, we know she's got a lot of followers, it would be quite easy to find that 1,000 men.
Yeah, you would. I thought you're gonna. I think a lot of men are gonna get divorced because she's posting these pictures and videos and stuff like that of men and stuff. And do you think these men are gonna struggle in life once they're out there on social media, so to speak? Because I don't think this is the one thing I must say about this industry. There are some creators that when you collab with them, they make you sign a contract, and that contract is for life, in perpetuity, for
Mm,
life. So it's on there. So it's different to OF, where women have the power. They can, even if someone screenshots your content, if you make your money and then you leave, and then someone starts posting it, they can be prosecuted for that. So it's a
mm.
crime. It's a crime to copy them images and stuff like that. So I think that's the difference.
But surely these guys are going to wear masks the way they do, and
Yeah.
but then
Well,
how can you tell it's 1,000 different men? Because I'm not being funny. They don't come with a number on the side. You ain't got like like a VIN number on the side of it. How are we going to tell if they're going to cover their faces? How are we going to tell that there are 1,000 different men?
yeah. Maybe she's got a mold of herself. Maybe she's got a mold of herself, and she's gonna make them. She's gonna have loads of molds or something like that.
Well, what she's not telling us is how she's going to do it. And I want facts. I also want to know whether the guys are going to show their faces, because we need to know that there are actually 1,000 different men. Are they willing to risk their lives, their home lives, because a lot of them will be married.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they're going to be showing their faces, or I'm not sure the camera's going to be showing their faces. I think the camera would probably blur them out. I think when I was younger, I may have looked at the world record on a video before when I was a younger lad, sort of, and I think
Mm.
there was a big old line, and it was strange. I think I watched a documentary. I watched a documentary about it actually, and it was interesting, so to speak. But watch this space, I guess.
I guess. And I think we'll have to go and nick the ticket thing out of Sainsbury's or any other supermarket, so that we'll just take them on and then they don't have to queue.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So we have the 200 MILF lady in the house, Kitty. Um, well, where can people find you if they want to go and check some of these?
Well, I'm on OnlyFans. I'm Tall Lady Kitty. Welcome to the 200 Club. And I'm also on TikTok, under Tall Lady Kitty. I'm also on Instagram, Tall Lady Kitty, and I'm also on X, MILF Lady Kitty.
Okay. Final words to Lily Phillips out there. If she needs any help, what's your
I'm coming for you. I'll start on 200. I'll work my way up.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you do the 200 and it gets recorded and documented, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have the door beaten down for many companies. But this is the thing. This is the thing. It's like when the opportunities come, like people like I know loads of women that said that they would never do porn or never do that, and the money gets offered to them. If you're like if you do 200, you're gonna make a name for yourself, and then industry's gonna come after you. They're gonna say, look, I'll give you
Mm.
10 grand for a shoot, sort of thing, and 20 grand for a shoot. And, sometimes the money is just too much to turn down. And I suppose it's important, like you said at the very start, to have your limits. Where are your
Yeah,
limits?
I would say to any woman, set your boundaries, but then be prepared to tweak them. Also, be prepared to lose friends. But
That's another story, I suppose.
yeah, that's for another day.
All right, Tall Lady Kitty. We will look forward to this update on this 200 men, and we'll see if Lily makes contact with you.
Okay, thank you.